Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? Hope you're doing fine. Yeah. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. It's the time. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Thursday. It's already the 10th of August, yeah? Wow. Have you started preparing, as Blossom would say, preparating for Christmas? You know, once Carnival is done and we reach into the BERs, the Septembers and the Octobers, Christmas is there, boy. Can't wait to start to play the nice G riffs on them. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing fine. I hope all is well. And even if all is not well, you're still not doing too bad, yeah? Nice. Good. Mary Ebang says good morning. So too does Catherine Phillip. Good morning to Innocent. Well, inland boy. God. Maxwin Belfon says good morning to you, Mr. Joseph, and to the listening public. Veronica Sandy. Good morning, GBN Grenada. Good morning, Gordon, Innocent, Joseph. Blessings for a wonderful Thursday. Thank you very much, Veronica. Frances Buckmeyer. Blessed morning, Mr. Innocent, and the entire crew. Joyo Batiste says good morning. I want to say good morning to you, Miss Miriam and Mr. Joe and Pato out there in Pearls. Auntie Alma, good morning also. Helen, how are you doing? Yeah. Pato, it was nice chatting with you, girl. Whoa. We need to, you know, what's about Gazoo, man? I haven't seen Gazoo in ages. Yvonne Charles says good morning, Innocent. So too does Desmond Clovey. Good Thursday morning. Nice, Yvonne Charles. Who is this one? Okay, nonetheless, folks, it's just about time for us to get with the program, because if we don't, we'll be late. And I don't like to be late, you know what I'm saying? So it's just about the time for the cultural tip for today, the presentation from the Grenada Cultural Foundation as we continue our journey with the shotney. All right, it says the shotney used to ply the street, practicing during the night, going to various villages, singing and chanting and getting the body tuned to the demands of Carnival. Some songs were done in secret, only to be released on Carnival Day. The unspoken code was to designate a time to play within the village. Some of them did that first before venturing out to other areas. Shortness in the past were known to steal proprietors' fish cake and bake on the side of the road. They also had a reputation for displaying violence. In the past, they carried cutlasses in their pants' waist, bull pistols in their sleeves, and filoto on them. The trouble usually started way before Carnival Day. Sometimes it was about men fighting over women or minor conflict over petty issues. Those fights then took on greater connotations and escalated into villages against villages, such as Tivoli versus Montreach, Sautez versus Chantemel, or Rosehill versus Chantemel, and so on. Several times, police stepped in to cease those conflicts by banning mask face and doing patrols on Carnival Day. The shotneys of today no longer fight over those petty issues during Carnival, but by and large, cooperate with each other. Yeah, that's a good sign. That's a real good sign. Yes. Yeah, fight. Could you imagine that they were fighting over woman and, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness me. But nonetheless, folks, that was your cultural tip for the day, for today. Thank you, Mr. Livingston Nelson and your team there at the Grenada Cultural Foundation. Yeah, thanks much for that. 21 minutes on to 7 o'clock. How are you doing this morning? How are you? I hope you're doing fine. Nice. Let's get with the program because time waits on no one. It's time for the word of the day. And the word of the day today, it is a noun. It is a very interesting word. All right? Encomium. Encomium. That's the word for the day. Encomium. Like I said, it is a noun. It is a naming word. Okay, now encomium refers to an expression of glowing and warmly enthusiastic praise. Let me reiterate this. Encomium refers to an expression of glowing and warmly enthusiastic praise. Encomium. Here's how we can use the word. Upon achieving EGOT status, the actor was deservedly showered with encomiums from across the entertainment world. Nice. 19 minutes on to 7. Here's Nadisha's part. Nadisha, good morning to you. How are you doing? The thought of the day. It says we are addicted to our thoughts. We cannot change anything if we cannot change our thinking. Change starts with the thought process, yeah? You have to think about it. I reiterate this. We are addicted to our thoughts. We cannot change anything if we cannot change our thinking. Change your thinking and be a changed person. Make sure it's for the better though. Nice. Good. 19 minutes on to 7 o'clock. And, well, today is the 10th of August, so it is the Calypso Final taking place at the Progress Park. Tomorrow, Friday, it's a Groovy and Power Soca Monarch Final at the National Stadium. Saturday, it's Panorama. Sunday is the biggest white. Monday it is Juve, Pageant, and Monday Night Mass. Morning Waggy Tea. Morning Judah. Yeah. And on the 15th, that's the Parade of the Bands and Last Lap. That's the Carnival calendar so far. Yeah. So tonight you would find Papa Jerry, Rootsman Kelly, Randy Isaac, Big J, IMG, Pecos, Valine, Sour Serpent, Prince, and Superstar. They go up against the reigning monarch, Finley Scholar Jeffrey. What's Scholar doing this here, boy? Scholar, you ain't handling this thing right, you know. You ain't touching base with me like me know what's going on. Mr. Paul Denzel Thomas of Mount Zion Studio, good morning to you, bro. I know you had a busy season. Also buzzing this morning, a concerned mother raised awareness, all right? She is calling for the powers that be to investigate the operation of summer school programs after her son suffered an injury at a popular daycare center in St. George. Yeah, she was annoyed. She was pissed. My good friend, I have never seen... She always has a bright smile on her face, but this time, Yeah. You gotta be careful. You gotta take care of the nation's youth, you know? Yeah. Proper supervision. In an interesting story, the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers and a local bishop are saying no to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer teachings in schools. In essence, they're saying no. We're not interested in teaching anything about LGBTQ in our schools. That's a nice topic to talk about today, boy. But we have two guests this morning. Okay, also the Royal Grenada Police Force is diligently preparing to ensure the smooth flow of traffic during the highly anticipated climax of the carnival season. Yeah, same a newly promoted inspector in the traffic department giving some highlights. Now, Netherlands Insurance is once again providing sober-up zones at select 2023 Carnival events across the island. Yeah, they're providing places where you can stop and get a little rest, get some coffee, get some, you understand? To sober up, get some water, as my English friends would say. Yeah, as Pato would say, I'm having some water. Now, the government negotiating team has once concluded a fruitful negotiation period with the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Bank and General Workers Union. Yeah. Good, nice. That sounds good. Okay, counterfeit notes have no value. As festive season peaks, people are being cautioned about the circulation of fraudulent notes. Be vigilant, okay? Be vigilant. So, folks, those are the stories buzzing this morning. Like I said, we've got 2 guests this morning, and we'll see how much we can talk. I like that conversation with the president of GUT and that local bishop. Yeah, if we have the time, we'll talk or we'll zero in on that. But nonetheless, we've got to do that break. We've got to head to the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather here. And for those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. Don't you go anywhere.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
And good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. President of the Grenada Union of Teachers and a local bishop are saying no to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ teachings in schools. Rena Pierre-Thomas spoke to both men as she investigates talks of LGBTQ teachings being included in the school's curriculum.
GBN was informed that government plans to push a new health and family life education curriculum from September that caters for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community. GBN reached out to President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Jude Bartholomew, who said his union and the teachers they represent will in no way agree to reach any form of the LGBTQ curriculum in schools across the island. While there's been no official talks with the government or officials from the Ministry of Education on this topic, Bartholomew said the teachers have brought to his attention plans to include this form of education in schools. He claimed that this information was disclosed to teachers during a recent workshop.
I've been hearing talk about it with other teachers. I heard that there was a workshop in Grenada with the CTF and other persons, and what would have happened, teachers would have listen to that and hear something about the same issue or topic that you were talking about through discussion and presentation. And based on discussions or what I heard with some teachers, what they expressed, they were really, really mad. And I think that teachers, what you're hearing there, that is not our lifestyle and such, and is a bit strange and unfortunate, and teachers did really speak out about it. So I only heard about that from the teachers who were in the workshop, and that did not go down well with them.
The union leader said the present administration should not be pressured by any international organization to incorporate LGBTQ teaching in the school's curriculum, since it is against the morals and values of Grenada and its people.
In here from the Grenada Union of Teachers and from me as the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers who represent our members as teachers, this is a no-no for us. So we put it on notice to the Ministry of Education, the Minister for Education, and the government of Grenada that we draw the line when it comes to that, and we say no to that in our schools. We say no to that, and teachers are saying no to that.
Echoing the same sentiments is Bishop Devon Roche, Vice Chair of the Evangelical Arms of the Caribbean. He said this is against all that Grenada and its people stands for and should not be considered.
The school system are to equip persons to be productive, producing citizens in our society. That is the primary focus of what the school system is supposed to do. So when we start introducing theories within the school system that doesn't equip you to be a productive citizen, it caused me to wonder, why do we have a school system? Is it to indoctrinate our people? And as a pastor within the society, I push back strongly against it. As a parent, I'm saying that I would not accept it. I would not accept my children being taught this in any school system under any circumstances.
The pastor is calling on the Minister of Education not to be silent on the matter, but to clear the air on this sensitive issue.
And therefore, I will use this forum to also call on the minister to make a statement concerning this matter, to clarify what is happening. But it's only the Ministry of Education that could reassure us that no such agenda will be accepted at any time in Grenada, that this would not be part of the school curriculum. And outside of that, that some of the books that we've seen circulating in other Caribbean countries as a direct disrespect to our people will not be accepted here.
It has been more than a week since GBN has been attempting to obtain an interview with the Minister of Education on the issue, but efforts have proven unsuccessful. As it stands, same-sex relations is illegal in Grenada. Under the Grenada Criminal Code, Section 431, the offense of unnatural crime is committed by way of sexual intercourse per annum, i.e. anal penetration. Such offense is punishable by imprisonment for 10 years. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Request, repay, repeat. With
The Royal Grenada Police Force, RGPF, is diligently preparing to ensure the smooth flow of traffic during the highly anticipated climax of the carnival season. Beverly Tellisford will give us the details.
Traffic congestion is always a major concern during the festive season. With the aim of providing a safe and enjoyable experience for both locals and visitors alike, the Royal Grenada Police Force has devised a comprehensive traffic control plan. The traffic department will employ strategies and measures to effectively manage the increased vehicular activity, maintain order, and minimize congestion throughout the carnival festivities. Inspector Ryan Smith of the Traffic Department said, to tackle the anticipated surge in traffic, the RGPF will deploy additional personnel to key intersections and major roadways.
The Traffic Department around the carnival season will heighten its operation in terms of mobile patrols. In terms of foot patrols, there will be added numbers, all right, in different strategic location, bottlenecks, and so on, to regulate the traffic, to minimize the obstruction that are being caused on our road.
Stringent penalties remain in place to discourage traffic violations. These include increased fines for speeding, reckless driving, and other serious traffic offenses.
Checking for speed, the radars will be out to check the speed of motor vehicles, because we have observed, based on our statistics, that the majority of accidents are caused by speeding and distracted driving. Also, the use of alcohol around this season, because alcohol interfere with your cognitive ability, your ability to coordinate speed and distance, which is so critical in driving, because average is necessary to perform a driving task.
To create a safer and more disciplined usage of the nation's roads, ultimately reducing the number of traffic-related incidents and promoting responsible driving habits among motorists in Grenada. Pedestrians are also encouraged to be more vigilant during this period of heightened vehicular traffic. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Netherlands Insurance is once again providing sober-up zones at select 2023 carnival events across the island.
These dedicated sober-up zones, created in conjunction with Salt Petroleum, Coca-Cola, Dasani, and Bryden and Miners, are designed to provide carnival goers, event attendees, and concert enthusiasts with a safe space to rest, rejuvenate, access non-alcoholic beverages and snacks, and even receive free breathalyzer tests before getting behind the wheel. With the sober-up zones, these companies say they aim to promote responsible drinking habits while patrons enjoy the revelry of this festive season. Managing Director of Netherlands Insurance, Richard Strawn, said their sober-up zones are an initiative that encourages event and concert goers to have a great time while making smart decisions about alcohol consumption and driving while intoxicated. He said, "We want everyone to enjoy the festivities without compromising their well-being or that of others." This year's Sober Up Zones will feature rejuvenating drinks and snacks. It is offering a wide range of non-alcoholic beverages, including water, coffee, and teas, plus healthy snacks to keep participants refreshed and energized throughout the festivities. Free voluntary breathalyzer test to encourage responsible alcohol consumption. Netherlands Insurance will provide complimentary breathalyzer tests at the Sober Up Zones. Carnival goers can use this service to check their blood alcohol levels before hitting the road, ensuring they are fit to drive safely. Comfortable and relaxing atmosphere, where attendees can unwind from the vibrant, festive atmosphere. These Sober Up Zones will be available at the following select 2023 Carnival events. Pre-Day Black and Gold Edition, the 9th of August, which is tonight. Bacchanal Friday, August 11th, and the Biggest White on August 13th. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
The government negotiating team has once again concluded a fruitful negotiation period with the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Bank and General Workers Union. More in this report.
The government of Grenada has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Royal Grenada Police Force for fringe benefits, which are additional compensation provided by an employer beyond an employee's direct wages or salaries, such as travel allowances. Acting Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie, speaking at the signing ceremony, says while he is happy with the signing, there is still one more hurdle to cross.
It's a proud moment for us to be able to sign these agreements and to usher in a new period where together we work to build our country. Undoubtedly, the culture, the work culture in our country across the board, both private as well as the public sector, has to be changed. There must be a closer working relationship between employer and employees, and the holistic good must be taken into account.
Acting Prime Minister Philip Tellisford said the agreement between both parties is a step towards the right direction in maintaining a harmonious working environment.
It is, from the police standpoint, a second agreement, the first being that of salary negotiations. That has been concluded, that was concluded. Today it is the issue of fringe benefits. There is actually a third aspect that we as an organization look forward to, which is the pay and grade, and hopefully that can be concluded. We're optimistic that that can be concluded by year's end.
The government negotiation team also signed a MOU with the Bank and General Workers Union for the increase in salaries to agricultural workers within the bargaining unit of the Bolong Propagating Station and the Gramba Estate, among others. John Mitchell, president of the Bank and General Workers Union, spoke of the importance of the MOU signing for the workers.
Representing workers at the Bolong Propagating Station, the Gramba Estate, and the farm supervisor at Mount Rule. But what we are signing actually is a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, to address or to trigger the payment of salary increases and retroactive pay. We are still working on the fringe benefit package. Many of these workers have given most of their lives on these farms, and really and truly there has been very little in terms of fringe benefit for them.
The MOU signing for both teams was held last Friday at the Ministry of Labour. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Counterfeit notes have no value. As festive season peaks, people are being cautioned about the circulation of fraudulent notes.
It is an offense for a person to deface any currency note. The hustle and bustle of the carnival season is usually evident in the increased levels of business transactions being conducted, and with the rapid pace of service for larger volumes of patrons, there's an accompanying increase in the possibility of accepting counterfeit currency. Superintendent of Police and expert in counterfeit detection, Senate Martin Joseph, urges business owners and vendors to be on guard. He notes, however, a visible decline in easy counterfeit notes on the island since the introduction of the polymer notes.
Since after the introduction of the polymer synthetic note by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, we have seen a drastic decline in counterfeit. Despite we have the polymer synthetic note is being used together with the previous paper notes. As the paper notes phase out and the polymer notes come on stream, it is more difficult now to counterfeit the polymer synthetics. I want to say that they should be even more vigilant during the season because of the level of activity from Caracol with this regatta coming up, the amount of people that is coming in. You don't know who is coming in. Some people might be coming to enjoy the sale, but some people are coming in to see how they could make money off you. Likewise, you have criminal coming in with jacket and tie.
One of the advantages Joseph pointed out is increased difficulty to forge the polymer notes due to the addition of advanced security features, which was not included on the paper notes. He explained how one can identify a genuine note from one that is fraudulent.
Notes are identified by the features which they possess, and there are visible features and there are hidden features. You have what we call microprinting, which is small letters on the note that you could only see through magnification. And then you have the portrait, you have the watermark, and then in a case like the $20 note, you have the nutmeg from Grenada, and also you have some hidden features in the note. And this feature in the note would be hidden. There is a hidden $10 which will light up in a square. You might not see it all that well, but if you look, you see it kind of a yellowish.
If counterfeit notes are used in a transaction, the loss will be that of the service provider who accepts a counterfeit note, the officer explained.
I cannot say that if you get a counterfeit note that you're going to go to the bank and get it exchanged because somebody gave you a counterfeit note. A counterfeit note has no value. It has no value. And then you would have to bear the loss. And I don't think anybody during the season that is coming up would want to bear any loss. $100 is a lot to lose, and especially a lot of the time we pay and give a lot of focus on locals, but we have some professional counterfeiters. They just wait to know when and where there is some kind of activity in the region. It is also an offense to possess, manufacture, or in any wise deal with a counterfeit note. A note supposed to be a legal tender.
So far, the EC Polymer 100, 50, 20, 10, and $5 notes have been issued. Krisma John, GBN News.
The Caribbean is grappling with soaring temperatures that are anticipated to persist through October, especially during the peak months of August and September. The Barbados-based Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum, CARICOF, shed light on this in its recent heat outlook for the period August 2023 to January 2024. CARICOF's forecast paints a clear picture. From August to October, the latter half of the Caribbean heat season will experience its peak, especially in the Guyanas and the Lesser Antilles, with temperatures anticipated to be higher than typical averages. The region should also brace for sustained periods of intense heat, both during the day and at night, only expecting a reprieve when temperatures begin to taper off in November. The sweltering heat waves pose significant risks among the predicted repercussions, including frequent and potentially severe bouts of heat stress, which may impact vulnerable individuals and smaller livestock, and exacerbated by a combination of escalating temperatures and surging humidity lasting through September. Now, you know that sense of pride and joy that you feel when a Grenadian excels? Let's experience it together. It's time to take a peek into the GBN ISAW lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision ISAW.
A Grenadian living abroad sent us this ISAW photograph of a fellow Grenadian, Kareem Salhab, whom she encountered at a Penn Foster graduation in Pennsylvania in the United States. Our citizen journalist said she was happy to see him, as he was the only Grenadian to graduate with honors in his field from Ashworth College. Congratulations, young man. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Parents, do you go to bed with the knowledge that your children are comfortably asleep in the next room? Or are they allowed to attend every FET advertised? You are responsible for the safety and well-being of your children, and it is your responsibility to know their whereabouts. Children should not be at adult events. Please guide your children, engage them in age-appropriate activities. Let us be spicy parents for this carnival season and beyond. S. Speak to your children about positive behavior. P. Pay attention to them at all times. I. Inspire good behavior in your children by also displaying good behavior. C. Check with your children. Always know their whereabouts. Y. You are responsible for your children. Maintain control to keep them safe. This is a message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
This country so beautiful and peaceful. Let's keep it that way. Violence has no place in our society. For this carnival, let's keep it violence free. Because retirement age is 65. I want you to be alive so you could enjoy your retirement like me.
Get away from your daily stress with a Grenada vacation at the Koyaba Beach Resort. Koyaba is located on the world-famous Grenada Beach and boasts 5.5 acres of beautiful garden. We offer excellent service, good food and drink, well-appointed rooms and friendly staff in a safe environment. Facilities include 2 restaurants, 2 bars, swimming pool, water sports, tennis, gym and body treatment rooms. Call 473-444-4129.
At the NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivors' benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Clear your calendars, Grenada. The biggest white is back Sunday, August 13. A night like no other. And the best part, no work the next day.
Don't tell me about work in the morning unless we're talking hard work. Wine and jam.
Guess the band is ready to set the night on fire with another unforgettable performance. Joining guests, we have Skinny Fabulous. And for the first time in Grenada, Adam O. Prepare for a night of non-stop energy and mass. We're taking you straight into Juve, literally. We've got more surprises with our star-studded cast, including Mr. Killer and your favorite local headliners. Tickets are now $100 and are available from Go to Fest and Sunshine Promotion box offices island-wide. For the ultimate experience, VIP tickets are $500. This is the biggest white. Get your tickets now. The biggest white, where legends are made, memories are created, and the spirit of Grenada comes alive.
Boy, anything you can do. Show me the baddest thing you can do.
Are you ready to make history? Get your tickets now.
Whoa, whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday. It's a
right, folks, welcome to the conversation this morning. As I hinted to you earlier, I've got guests with me, and my first set of guests, they represent the Six Senses, and they'll introduce themselves, their names and so forth, and then they'll give you a little breakdown as to what the Six Senses is all about, and then we've got a conversation. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
Could you all say that together again, please?
Good morning, Grenada.
Wow. Hear harmony, boy. The voice is harmonized. All right, so let's start from my extreme right, the lady in green.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. My name is Krisma of McDonald, and I am the Director of Sustainability at Six Senses La Sagesse.
Okay, and my immediate right?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Grenada. My name is Karen Brown, and I'm the Director of Human Resources at Six Senses La Sagesse.
Okay, in your case, I'm hearing an accent. You're Grenadian, right?
I like to say I'm CARICOM.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm Jamaican by birth, but I've lived
me figure that out, you know. It's one.
No, listen, not now one and everything good. Everything good.
That's an accent that I just love, yeah. I love Jamaican accent. You know, visited there a couple times. I like hanging out in Mandeville.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He knows. he went deep, people. He went deep.
Yeah, I had friends.
It's a bougie place.
It's Grenadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like home.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we'll talk that at another time. You know, we'll share Jamaican experiences, but nonetheless, we're here this morning to talk some serious business because where I live in Corinth in St. David last week, on my way home, I saw a big crowd in the school, and I was asking what is it all about, and I get to understand that it is this great company that is having this job fair, offering job opportunities to locals, people in St. David, and by extension Grenada.
Yeah.
So give us some highlights, because you know everybody in Grenada looking for jobs. So that experience that can be had at Six Senses, we really want to get the public aware of them.
Yes. Thank you so much, and thank you for having us. We really appreciate the opportunity. So we had our job fair on Friday and Saturday, the 4th and the 5th at Corinth, and we have to again, just thank Mrs. Gatouche for giving us the opportunity and the support to have those activities. So on Friday we were looking at engineering, and then on Saturday culinary, and really it's about finding talent, whether they're from St. David in and around wherever in Grenada. We're looking for talent for our resort. Six Senses is slated to open in December, and so we're looking for a number of different roles. It was really good. We got to meet some wonderful candidates, and we are very excited. We found persons for engineering that really have the personality, because it doesn't matter whether you're engaging with persons at the heart of the house or back of the house or direct with the guests. We still have to have persons who have a really good attitude, very positive, very engaging, warm and friendly. So we saw some very good candidates, but we continue because that's just two departments. So on the 18th and the 23rd we'll be having two more job fairs, but also we are now planning to have a day for new low past and present students. So if you've just graduated, meaning or persons who maybe have left New Low, and the reason for that is the developers have formed a very good relationship with New Low. They've been supporting Sister Margaret and the team in different ways, and for the owner, the developers, they're really very committed to really helping persons who have the ability, have the desire, but may not have all the resources for some people. So supporting New Low is one of those things that is really top on the agenda in terms of sustainability and making sure that we equip our different young people with opportunities. So we'll be having a day for New Low and we're coordinating with them, and we'll announce the date once it's confirmed.
You'll run that information by me. I am the PR de facto, right? Any information pertaining to Six Senses, run it by me. But before we get into this, you spoke a lot of the wonderful things that Six Senses, the developers and so forth are getting into. But the public would want to have a brief idea, not in-depth details, but what is the Six Senses all about? Where is it from? What and this sort of thing.
Great question. So Six Senses originated out of Asia, started in 1995, so we're about 28 years old this year. And so this is a resort that's built on sustainability. They are considered to be the pioneers when it comes to sustainable tourism, wellness, and that really is it. It's about making sure that when our guests come and they experience whatever experience they have, they leave much better. So whether it's eat with Six Senses, which speaks about your diet, or sleep with Six Senses, because some persons may have sleeping disorders, or they want to learn how to really have a more enjoyable and restful sleep, then there are so many different programs. But the idea is to make sure that our guests, and not just our guests but our hosts as well, once they come in, they leave much better than when they came, when they arrived. So they started in 1995, and in 2019 they were purchased by IHG. I think some persons will be more familiar with IHG, which is the brand that started Intercontinental, but they also have about 17 other brands, including Holiday Inn and a few others. So this IHG for us, so we fall under the Six Senses falls under the IHG brand, and that opens a whole world of other opportunities for hosts who work with Six Senses. So they're really one that practice sustainability and wellness, and hence why we have, of course, the first director of sustainability, a part of the executive committee, I'm sure, in Grenada.
That's a big role.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But
big responsibilities.
Having interacted with you just yesterday and looking at you this morning, you're up for it.
I am. I'm very passionate about it, and it is a part of my passion and my beliefs, my personal beliefs, the way that I grew up. So it's something that I truly support from my insides.
Okay, it's you.
Yes,
that's just you. Yeah. They created that job for you.
They did.
Yeah.
They did, and I'm truly enjoying the role. And there is so much support. Sustainability at Six Senses, we say sustainability is not just what we do; it's who we are, and it's embedded in every single department. And it's not just my responsibility; it's our responsibility. So my role is just to really work with everyone to ensure that we reach our goals, and we truly ensure that we're using our resources and thinking about our environment, and not just the environment but each other. We're thinking about each other responsibly.
One of the things that I am usually expressionless when I'm conversing, so I did not sell myself yesterday, but one of the things that caught me is when you said that the experience is not only for the guests but
Absolutely.
also for staff.
Yes.
So it's an all-inclusive enhancement, whatever you want to call it. But something else that caught me too, normally when you hear of this sort of development taking place in Grenada, we usually hear it happens to the south of the island. And choosing that virgin parish of St. David and where it is located, as I said to you yesterday, I remembered 2 years ago when Steven Seagal came here. That was one of the places that we carried him. I went up there with him, and he was like, oh, I love where the ocean meets the mountains. So that alone, that atmosphere alone, that environment alone speaks volumes for the thrust of the Six Senses.
100%. I think that Six Senses as a brand is known for going to places and discovering, locations that is not typical. It's not what you'd call a typical tourist destination. In one of our locations, I think in Oman, you have guests who can paraglide down to the lobby on arrival. So it is something that is very different. And for us, St. David's really captures that. When you look at just the mountains, and you spoke about the greenery, and you look at just even the visual where it is that we are located, you realize that it's really very different and very special. So we're not looking to offer guests what we would call the typical tourist experience, but to really get in and fall in love with what truly is Grenada, and that is what it is.
And that is one of the things that caught me. I have always said to the powers that be, when a tourist comes here, it is expectant that they leave with an experience they never had before. Now you bring them to the heart of the city where everything is not Americanized and so forth. You bring them to buildings with escalators and elevators and so forth and skyscrapers. They're used to that.
Yes.
They want an experience that sometimes if they don't visit Grenada, they never have. Going and touch the greenery by itself, walking the trails. And those are some of just a few of the experiences that St. David will
absolutely
give them.
Yes, it's so true. And even with our programs, we have the Earth Lab, which is truly a creative space for guests and our hosts, which are what we call our staff, to truly interact and explore some of our local culture, sustainable options, how they can truly bring sustainability at home and practice it, not just come to a hotel and you live sustainably for a few days or you work in it, but seeing how you can bring those practices home realistically and easily.
I am left in awe. You know, like I said, the mere fact that is what captivates me. The mere fact that the developers could have seen it fit to move away, right, to decentralize.
Absolutely.
You know, that speaks volumes. And already you are seeing the effects in the parish of St. David.
Yes.
People, you know, people with money or influence or affluence, they are starting to plan for that transformation that has already begun in St. David. And we're not looking at it from a political standpoint. We're looking at it from the down to up, you know. People would, I mean, I've known of plans for establishing supermarkets and malls and so forth in St. David already.
Wow.
You know, so that's good. We could talk about that for the whole day because there's so many different things to talk about, but we really want to push the agenda for the job fairs that you have coming. So what are some of the positions that you are looking for? I have a list here.
Yes.
Okay, we have a food and beverage service admin and a whole lot of them.
Yes.
In essence, what sort of numbers are you looking for in terms of staffing? When I look through these, you know, quite a lot.
Yes. So to start, we are looking at close to 200 persons for pre-opening, and then once operation kicks in, it's going to be maybe about 230, 240, depending. Of course, you know, the business levels will dictate how much, what the demand will be like, but we are looking for a number of different roles. Food and beverage is huge for us. We've so far been able to identify all our restaurant managers. We've shortlisted a number of persons, and very excited because we have in particular a candidate who has worked overseas, gone on the cruise ship, and has returned home now to join to help to build this resort. So the 2 days that we have, the 18th and the 23rd, so that's Friday, August 18th and Wednesday, the 23rd, we know that there are persons who may not have had the opportunity to come in on the 4th and the 5th. Yes. So we are open. So anyone who have missed it, then they can come in on either the 18th and the 23rd and be guaranteed that they're going to be seen. So we are going to make sure that we see everybody who shows up. So the departments that we are looking to really get into though is housekeeping. So the housekeepers, the housemen, laundry attendant, then we have front of house, guest experience, and I'm just looking at it and going, wow, we do have a lot. PBX, night receptionist, there may be someone who prefers to work at night, so who maybe, you know,
a nocturnal creature.
Right. So the PBX, telephone operator. So we do have a number of roles. In particular for engineering, we are looking for our wastewater treatment plant operator, because of course sustainability is what we do. So we want to make sure that we manage every aspect of what it is that we use or consume. We want to make sure that we are managing it well in terms of sustainability. And then for culinary, we are still looking for cooks, pastry in particular as well. So we do have a number of roles, and then there are some other roles that HVAC HVAC, so and that's air conditioning. There's person, so it's HVAC, and for those persons who know what HVAC means, that means you are you're in the right job. I will not go into share exactly because I believe it has to do with refrigeration and air conditioning and so on. But my engineer, I don't want to butcher exactly. Right.
Don't need it that hard.
Yes. So we are also looking in terms of management, gallery manager, which is a boutique. So we'll have our own gift shop. Again, one of the things that Krisma is working on is to really look at local craft items, things that are, of course, first sustainable, and then looking at those things that represent Grenada very well, so that we can have in our gift shop. So if we have someone who is, loves to not sell, but make sure that people we share with people what they don't think they need at the time, but by the time they walk out, they're happy that they did. Then that's a person's spa as well. Or spa, wellness is we've spoken a lot about sustainability, but wellness is one of our pillars. And so when it comes, our spa is going to be beautiful, amazing. Our director of wellness and spa is just beaming with pride because it has the best view, and it is a location separate, typically at the spa, and it's attached to something. No, they have their own, I would call it oasis. And it is going to be amazing. And there are just a number of different things and offerings that they will not just our in-house guests, but also our locals will be able to enjoy that as well.
One of the things that I know will work well is again the location of it.
Yes.
Okay, if someone wants to, they can just do a little hilly walk. You can just do a little hilly walk up there, just over the pasture there. This hotel, I am very certain that based on the success that Six Senses would have, you'd see more developers looking to decentralize, to come out from St. George's and go up, because this is really virgin territory. But another very important concern, though, we know that the roles within the hotel industry, the roles are unique. All right, so when someone is hired, let's assume from the job fair and so forth, you select your candidates. Will there be specialty training for them before?
Oh yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that we really can say is part of our culture. It's not just something. It's we have to do it. We just have to. There's no really compromise with that. So how it works is that once we've completed our recruitment and we've selected our candidates, then they will come in. Some persons will come in 2 months before, 3 months before, a month before, and we start our technical training, and we will have more persons on site who will come in to help with that technical training, because our executive chef, of course, our pastry chef, they'll be going through and making sure rooms, housekeeping, that our standards, are established, that persons are trained as to how we do things, because, we all know, you may have worked in housekeeping before, but the way that we may do something might be a little bit different. So definitely, and training is ongoing. So it's not just for opening, and it's not just for your role. It is for the opportunities that's coming, because
so there'll be cross trainings.
Oh yes. Okay. But then I also want to add that in another 2 years we will have Intercontinental, which will be another that's right next to Six Senses. So, and that's already started. So persons will have the opportunity to move up. So once you come in, what we are expecting and hoping to share is that persons have a desire to grow and to learn, because the opportunities are coming.
Wow. Someone says here, Siobhan Bartholomew says, very good jobs are being created on the island. My only hope is that the employees get paid a decent wage in order to maintain themselves and their family. Okay. From what I've seen, I mean, I've like I said, I live close to there, so the transformation alone that has taken place in the area, I can't see a developer going that far and employees have complaints over wages.
I mean, one of the things that it's not just, but we look at the total compensation. So one of the things that I know from a home office that we decided immediately, something like like insurance, right? We would typically have a waiting period. Once our hosts join, as soon as we can get them on the plan, they start coverage immediately. Compensation, benefits, we will be offering uniform, we'll be doing the laundry on site. But not only that, they'll also have the opportunity to, after a year, to travel to any Six Senses in the world, and we have a number of developments on the that's on the books now. So they'll have the opportunity to travel as well. So when we look at compensation, of course, we make sure that we want to make sure that we offer our host things that will give value, because we intend to add to their well-being. And that's why when we talk about wellness, even for our host, it has 8 dimensions, and one of the dimensions is finance. So we look at physical, spiritual, all the 8 dimensions, but one of them is finance. And the whole goal of that is that it's not, because we can speak about money, but at the end of the day, if we don't manage the whole of the person, then we're still missing out on really living a life.
Only last this is confirmation, because only last night in our Bible studies, Pastor was talking about if you're 99.9%, you're not a full person, you're not 100.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole is 100%.
Absolutely.
So if we look at it, the whole man.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That's good. We've gone past time, but that's okay. If I get fired, I'll be a cleaner.
So we have a place for you. We'll have a place for you. Don't worry.
So, in wrapping up, someone comes to the job fair, gets selected, interviewed, and get employed with Six Senses. What can they expect their experience to be, their job experience, their job life?
Well, we believe first in well-being. So we are creating an environment where fundamental to everything that we do is respect. You work in an environment where there is mutual respect, that people have, that we are building harmony in the workplace, and that is critical for us. So first, it starts with our leadership and how it is that we communicate and how we manage and how we lead, and then of course the person. So it's really about having positive engagement. So and then we look at all the dimensions that I said before. So where if you are someone who get up in the morning and you're positive, you're looking forward to today is a good day to have a good day, then if that's your outlook, then definitely once we come in, because we feed off each other, so that energy comes through. And even if you're not having a great day, there's someone there that we look about your well-being, your mental, your psychological. So what you can expect is to come into a workplace that is healthy. And I can tell you, for HR, it's a dream for me, because I've worked in a number of places, and there are a lot of, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody, but sometimes in our quest to be profitable and to really achieve those high level goals, we miss out on some of the things that really truly drives performance of the business, and that is our host. And I can tell you personally, I've experienced it, and I've seen where our leaders have said, listen, we want to make sure that we're doing what's best for our host, and that means walking on a Wednesday, making sure that we get that physical exercise. If you're not well, like even jokingly sometimes in the office, Krisma, I will come in and Krisma say, if you're not okay, we can talk about it, but
that genuine interaction.
It is that they can expect to come into an environment that's going to help them to grow and to learn and to just be well in delivering the kind of services that we are going to offer to our guests.
To rep Grenada properly.
Yes.
Yeah. When a first-time visitor, when they would have left here, would go back and say, hey, you had to go to Grenada. Yes. You had to visit Six Senses. That's the kind of experience we're trying to create.
Yes.
Okay, well, like I said, we're out of time, but what your closing remarks?
I would just add, it's all about having a genuine extra out of ordinary experience, not just for our guests, but also for our staff or our hosts, and also being conscious of ourselves and learning about ourselves, learning about each other, getting to and also be conscious of our environment, and And that's one of the other aspects I didn't mention. We engage in our local community, not just St. David, but Grenada, different aspects, supporting sustainability projects, and also just projects that mean a lot to the community, and our members, our team members have an opportunity to contribute to that as well. So it's a really true integrated process where it's not just people from the top, handing down instructions, but they get to be a part of a team and make a difference within their communities.
This is just the start of some conversations we'll have. So in our next visit, I want us to look at how Sixth Senses will impact the socioeconomic status of primarily St. David and by extension Grenada.
Absolutely.
So we'll look at that in our next conversation.
Wow. Is that an invitation to return?
Well, of course.
We accept. We accept.
The reason I'm doing this, I'm giving you the opportunity to launch out, but I'm looking at some of the comments that are coming on our Facebook page. For example, Lydia Cameron says, I do like what I'm hearing from your guests, especially health insurance and opportunity to move up on the job. All right. Dale Neptune says, good morning to your guest. She's from New York.
Yes, she is.
Morning, Dale.
Hi, Dale.
Neptune, it's good to have you. Yes.
Dale, you're not nice. You're not nice. You only touch base with me when I have guests. Bye. Okay. Ladies, it's been a pleasure having you. And like I said, it's a start of a great collaborative effort that we do, because anything that augurs for the development of Grenada, that's what the GBN is all about. And as long as I'm not fired, I'm going to push that agenda.
And we know you won't, because of you're doing a great job.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. You made this was an amazing experience, and we look forward to returning.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Folks, I've been speaking there with representative from the Sixth Senses development that's coming on in St. David. The launch date is expected to be December, and they are on job fairs now, searching for employees. So get yourself in line. And the 2 has already gone. We have 2 coming up on the 18th and 23rd.
Yes, and if I may, just one more thing. Just when we're coming for the job fair, bring your CV, please, a printed copy of your CV and a passport size photo, just one, so that we can make sure that when we see those persons, we have a full file to go back and review.
Okay.
Great.
Dale, you're just ready to say hello, innocent. Bye, Dale. Folks, that's it. We've got to take that commercial break, and we'll be back with more of the conversation. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us. This is The Conversation on Classic. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Thompson, co-owner and founder of Sweet Grenada Tours, Taxi and Rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
The biggest party in sport is back. CPL and WCPL return with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
And so it begins. A journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Hi, good day. My name is Kyle Sylvester. I am the manager and founder of Case Farming Enterprise. We're an agro-processing business that are involved in the processing of agricultural goods, where we do bottle seasoning packs, lettuce, kale, and broccoli. Sometimes we as human beings get sick or injured on the job. NS provides a safety net for us. I am here to encourage other entrepreneurs and self-employed persons to sign up under the NIS Self-Employment Program.
Welcome back to the conversation. It's 15 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and once again, I'd like to say a very special thank you for to the two guests that just left us. And I like what I'm hearing, and from all intents and purposes, my viewers and listeners, I'm liking the comments that are coming, and I think that it's a golden opportunity for people to get on board. Get yourself in gear, find yourself. I'll be disseminating more information as it relates to the job fair and other opportunities that are available through the Six Senses. All right, so that's that. I hinted that there's a conversation that I would like to touch base on, where the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers and the local bishop are saying no to LGBTQ teachings in our schools. What is your take on that? That seems to be the talk of the day. As a matter of fact, in some quarters, it is said that two things that have to happen throughout the region. I can even go a little finer in detail, but I prefer not to. That these are two things that have to happen. The establishment of that law that makes it okay for the LGBTQ in the region, and also the marijuana bill. Now that is unconfirmed. That's just in some quarters in conversations that I've had. But what is your take on the stance of the Grenada Union of Teachers president and the local bishop saying no, boldly no, to the teachings of LGBTQ in Grenada? What are your thoughts on that? 435-2041, that's the number to call. And right away, let's go to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Morning, we are foreign people outside. Said all in any case, No, this law they want to pass in the school with this LGBT and thing. The bank and all, World Bank and all giving loan to countries who pass street laws against that and all. Imagine that. The World Bank, IMF don't giving countries who pass laws against that in Africa right now, no loan at all.
So what do you think? Do you think it's a good stand that the president of the GUT
also,
has taken?
Satanism, that's the thing, boss man. Everything is the evil thing. Like Satan, man dealing with.
Okay.
God make Adam and Eve, he make Adam and Steve was man. He make Adam and Eve make white man want to pass laws and force it, like white man thing, they live in a cheap but along with them, but I will dirty life and they want to come and give black people a life.
Okay.
All right. Listen to me now. Listen, the senses hotel open up in Senegal now want to come. You ever listen to the interview of it? When they are in Las Vegas Park?
No, I have not.
You must listen to the interview in Las Vegas Comedy Center. listen, you can get the interview. Had the gentleman in Las Vegas Community Center and listen.
Okay. All right, thank you. Good, thanks. 435-2041. What I'd like for us to talk about is your take. What is your position on the stance taken by the president of the GUT and the local man of the cloth as it relates to the teaching of LGBTQ in Grenada? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent. Innocent, I want to lift up the president of the GUT, and I hope that this is the stance that all teachers in Grenada would take. Now, people are looking at this thing as simple, but this is what these organizations that think they own the world want to impose upon countries, and the money is what they usually push in front. But this thing, this lesbian, gay, tech, whatever they be, these people need deliverance. You know what I'm saying? This is not a normal behavior. That is why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And this is what, let me tell you something. People have to look at how have these people reached that stage, where they get it from. Now, when people are pregnant, they want to know what child they're having. Well, they call them fetus. They call them zygote because it's not human. So they're pushing, if they see you have a female come in, they inject male hormones into that fetus. And so when that person born, if it's a female and they inject the male hormones in them, it's obvious if you have male hormones, you will gravitate to female. And you are a female by God's design. And this is how this thing is singing. And another way people become gay or whatever they call it is by demonic spirits possessing their bodies. People don't educate themselves on these things, but these things are essential and necessary to be educated on. Now, I am a person who listens to a lot of videos from valid churches. I call them valid because they are genuine men and women of God who stand for God and godliness. And you listen and you see what God do in those churches. There are many people who get delivered from this homosexual spirit because it is demonic, it is satanic, it is hellish. And people don't hate the people who are in that kind of inclination. You can't hate them. It's not them. It's a demon spirit that possesses them and giving them that kind of tendencies. Now, when you look at a man who professes he's a male, but he behaves like a woman, it tells me that if you be as a man, you're going after another man, and you're behaving like a woman, it's because male-female is what God designed, so you can't escape from it. So we have to look, these people in church, I'm glad that there is a pastor, whoever is involved in that stance, to look at these people for deliverance, pray for them, and get these people delivered, because it is demonic spirits that possess their bodies. They cannot allow this thing, and the Prime Minister and his government better be careful, because Grenada will turn into an uproar. Okay. And Grenada do not sit down and lie down and let this organization come in and just tell us what to do and give us a few dollars to damn the souls of our people.
Okay.
We ain't going to stand for it.
Thank you, caller. Have a good day. Thank you very much. 435-2041, that is the number you can call to give your 2 pence on that topic. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I just want to take up on that lady. I've been a midwife for 40 years in the United Kingdom, trained, and I have never seen what she's talking about, that they put in hormones into children. I have family in England, I've had children in England, and I don't know where she knows that is happening. I don't know of any country it's happening. That is one. The second one is I am most disturbed about the proposal to teach, about lesbian and gays, because it is not something that is taught sort of worldwide. People have their preference or their own preference, and it is done. So I don't see why the Grenada want to teach the children. There are far more important things to teach the children more than teaching them that way of life. If they want to have that way of life, they choose that way when they reach a certain age. But to make a syllabus to teach them, I think it's appalling. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. I do endorse that. All right, there's an age limit for sexual consent. Why do we have to, teach them that? Oh my goodness. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm 100% behind the bishop and the union leader. I'm in full support. This thing should not be taking place here, and we should take a stand and stand against it. Have a nice day.
You too, my dear. Have a good one yourself. All right, someone says here on our WhatsApp platform, Mr. Innocent, think about it. Religious education has been removed from school curriculum, and now LGBTQ is looking to raise its ugly head. Lord have mercy. Lord hear us. Good morning, Innocent. I am listening to the program. Where would the job fair be? Time and date? Okay, the date is the 18th and the 23rd at the Corinth Government School, right? That's where you can be. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
How you do?
Quiet, and how are you today?
I am fine.
Right. Now, first, I am happy to hear about this job fair in St. David's, something that is welcome for that parish. However, we need much more hotels, so they will have to look up the East Coast for. We have beautiful spots coming up the line, so we'd like to see another hotel coming in there, another one too. With respect to what I'm hearing now with the issue of teaching of LGBT in school, no, our laws should be firm on that. This is a no-no, and that should never. No, we have done certain things in the education system prior, where we have got sexual education to the primary school, and that was wrong. We don't let the children know these things when they get to the age, so they have to have a fear of discussing the thing, even with their parents. There is no friendship between parents and child. I'm your father, I'm your mother, and that's it. Boundaries. And the laws of Grenada should be very firm, not only teaching, but anybody seen practicing those things, even at the simplest level, should be disciplined. So yes, I'm in agreement with the bishop and the union leader. That is a no-no.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I can see your dreams are coming to true. Some economic development is coming to St. David.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's more than dreams, It's much more than dreams, because I have been doing this thing for
eons of years.
Long since about over the age of 9.
Okay.
I am fighting for this parish development.
Okay.
And it is coming.
And you see, it's only happening now that I've moved from St. Andrew to St. David,
Well, I'll tell you something. Let me tell you, you better button it back, because we're coming at you, It's coming a lot of load for you, so strengthen up the leg.
Right.
It's going to be very heavy. The group is coming on, and it falls right into what these people are doing, because they plan now to support groups.
Yeah, and initiatives that will, bolster the communities.
Well, I'll tell you what. We are in the 2035 goals, developmental goals, our group, and because we attend many meetings, we are charged with the development of all the beaches of the parish of St. David.
All right.
They charge us for that.
Okay.
So we have that big role to play.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Have a great one yourself. It's 3 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We can accommodate just maybe one or two more calls. Let's head to the telephone line and say good morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry to have to come back, but one of your callers really doesn't know anything, because this thing I spoke about injecting hormones in the fetus, I read that when I was studying. I read it, and if he has not read that, he better search it up, because this is why they want to know what you have in before it born. And so if they see you making a female, they inject the hormones. So they want to see what that person is going to be like. And it's not only for this homosexual thing, but for many other things. They do a lot of experiment on fetuses. You go to a clinic as a pregnant person, you don't know what they're putting inside your body, because you're not in the health sector. Some of the health people don't even know what is the content of some of the things they're using on people.
Okay.
But they have this secret agenda, and that's why I said it comes straight from the place of hell.
Okay.
It is godless and evil.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, caller. Thank you. All right, this is going to be our final caller. Good morning. Hello?
I told you that Satan is in the air. I raised my voice
to say no to the sodomites that are involved in this perverse scheme. Down with sodomism and its ancillary doctrines. Down with the sodomites that are spreading it. We'll be back when the time comes. Have a nice
Thanks for coming out of hiatus, Mr. Rolo.
I'm not out yet.
Okay.
Just roused me.
Yeah, right. Thanks. How are you doing, though?
Pretty all right by the grace of God.
All right.
Will you?
Have a good one yourself. All right, folks. Wow, that was a nice call. Thanks to those of you who participated this morning, and I can guarantee you that this conversation is not over. All right, this conversation is not over. It is gonna be. I know it's gonna play like a road match. Okay, but we're out of time for the conversation this morning. So those of you who called and participated and listened in, thank you for being a part of the program. Stay safe, be good, love, 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 and stand up for what you believe in. I love you, Grenada. Bye-bye. That's it for the program this morning.